Okay, so hopefully we got these 4 important dates down. Okay, this next video, we're going to talk about where is the sun in the sky in relationship to where I'm at on Earth. Okay, so we really need to take a look at some other locations, okay, on Earth, not just our equator. And these are important locations, okay? And so if you remember, this number is an important number, okay? So if I go 23.5 degrees to the north of the equator, this is 0 degrees, okay? We have this other magic spot on Earth. Again, there's not actual lines there, okay? But it is 23.5 degrees north. This is called the Tropic of Cancer, okay? All right, and then we have this other special location that is exactly 23.5 degrees in the southern hemisphere. And it is the Tropic of Capricorn. Okay. Well, why are these special? Okay. So if you remember during summer solstice, this is going to be the highest the sun's direct rays are going to be the highest they can be during June 21st. Okay, so track with me on this. If I was standing at the equator, okay, and I was straddling the equator at noon, where would the sun's rays be? You guys think of that for a second. If on June 21st, summer solstice, if I was at the equator at noon, where I'm standing, where would the sun be in the relationship to where I'm standing? Okay. Well, it's not going to be directly overhead. It would be 23.5 degrees to the north of where I'm standing. Okay? Now, if I was at the Tropic of Cancer at noon on summer solstice, where would the sun be? It would be directly over my head, okay, at noon. All right, so I'm gonna have a worksheet with you guys that we're gonna work through these things, and you guys are gonna have to answer questions like this. Okay, you might seem, well, what's the big deal on this? Well, people who navigate in the ocean, okay, sailors, shipmen, they use the sun, the angle of the sun, where they're at different locations, to help them to maintain their travel, where they're headed, and to know where they're at in the ocean. Okay, a lot of people now, it's GPS and everything's digital, but if those things go down, can you still navigate? And during the daytime, it can become very difficult when you're in the middle of the ocean. You don't have any references to kind of orientate yourself. All you have is that sun, and you can use it to figure out where you're at in the ocean. The stars at night, once we talk about stars later on, they can really help you a lot better, but in the daytime, you need to know the sun and what's going on there, okay? And we may watch a video that will kind of show you guys this stuff. Now, during the equinoxes, we said that they're equal day and night, okay? So if I am at the equator on the equinoxes, I think I kind of already said this in the video, okay, that sun is going to be directly over my head, okay, at noon, okay? Now, where would the sun be in the autumnal equinox, okay, if I was at the Tropic of Capricorn? Well, in the relationship of where I'm at on Earth, it would be 23.5 degrees north of where I'm at. You guys follow that? Okay. Now, winter solstice. Okay. If I'm at the equator, I'm just going to kind of stick with this. Okay, so I said at the equator on all of these. So if I'm at the equator again, on December 22nd, okay, at noon, at the equator, where is the sun going to be in relationship to where I'm at? Well, I'm here. The sun's rays are predominantly hitting in the southern hemisphere. They're hitting directly overhead the Tropic of Capricorn, so I know that they are going to be 23.5 degrees south of where I'm at. Okay? Now, these last two locations that we're going to talk about are pretty special places. Okay? We've got the Arctic Circle. And I don't know if this is really going to work down here, but we'll try to make it something like that. The Antarctic Circle. These are some pretty amazing places, okay? So these are locations on Earth, so I'm just going to grab the globe here. We'll talk about the Arctic Circle, okay? When it is winter, okay, in the northern hemisphere, the sun's rays are hitting down here. They hit so low in the sky, the Arctic Circle is up here, okay, that the sun does not come up at all for about a 2-week period. On the flip side, in the Antarctic Circle, the sun's rays are hitting here, and the sun, are you ready for this? The sun never sets. So the sun literally moves. It literally moves across the sky in a circle during that day. And it does not go down for about a 2-week span. Vice versa, when it is summer in the northern hemisphere, the same thing happens in reverse. The Arctic Circle, the sun never goes down. And in the Antarctic Circle, the sun never comes up. Okay, so some very extreme. Up in parts of Alaska, okay, that are inside this portion of Alaska is inside the Arctic Circle. They do like 24-hour baseball tournaments and games. They have all kinds of activities, and the bad thing is that, you know, it can kind of mess with people because we're kind of tied to the sun and a lot of biological functions and the things that we do, and they can get super depressed, and the sun isn't up for certain times, and or the days are really long, they can't sleep. But anyway, some pretty cool spots on Earth, and this all comes into play because of the Earth's tilt and the direction of where the sun is in our orbit. Okay, and so I have a variety of questions here. So if we're talking, it is winter solstice and you're at the Tropic of Cancer at noon, where would the sun be in relationship to where you're at? See if you guys can try that one on your own. Okay, so you're here, where would the sun be in relationship to where you're at noon on that day? So talk to you guys later.